One of the nicest girls in the whole world, who was just named this week by the Homemakers Forum the Outstanding Homemaker of the Year. She looks a lot more like a home record. A little nervous tonight because it's her first appearance in television in almost an hour on the eve of her holiday trip to Paris. A girl everybody loves, including myself, Arlene Francis.
I have a very important announcement to make. The prodigal son has returned. Our ambassador of goodwill to Europe is back, and we welcome him with open arms, Bennett Cerf.
Thank you.
Oh, Bennett, don't go away again. Good night, Bennett.
Mighty nice to be home.
He has a title.
Other than Mr.
Other than Mr.
Oh!
May we have a conference? Arlene has just had a weenie.
He got stung by a bee.
No.
Small conference, terribly sorry.
Starting early tonight, Joe.
Tell him in Spanish, Mrs. Marcinus.
General questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Devereaux, I'm sorry you're not in that bathing suit you wore in the contest.
There, Bennett.
Do you,
Down, boys.
do you...
And I would like to say that the gentleman on my left just said that the most accurate lie detector he knows is his beautiful wife, Phyllis. Good night, Bennett.
No metal in her, though.
You are also associated with probably one of the top comics in the field. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's yours, Bennett.
Well, it's mighty cute of you. Before I hit which sex it is you work with, work that you do got anything to do with either athletics, college athletics, or something to do with a college?
No, sir.
Nothing?
Miss Kilgallen.
Should have stayed with the sex.
I'll learn that someday.
Let's not be preoccupied now, Petal.
I'm trying to read Bennett's mind. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't. Now, perhaps our happiest panelist is coming on now. He has recently published a book that is now tops on the bestseller list, which is hilariously funny, and so is he, Bennett Cerf.
Does it grow? Is it something that grows?
Yes.
Is it plant life?
Yes.
Is it something you hold over here? Mistletoe?
Now, what does Mrs. Rosen do with mistletoe?
She kisses under it.
Back from the rolling hills and rolling dice of Las Vegas, our own Arlene Francis.
You. Good night, Bennett, dear. My little bottle of TNT.
Good night.
Bennett, wherever you are.
Come on home, Arlene. All is forgiven. Good night, Bennett.
Thank you, Betty. Good night, Arlene. Look out for those one-armed bandits in Las Vegas.
Is there anything athletic about what you do?
Yes.
Well, I should think so. Well, Bennett wants me to ask you if you're all-star of the New York Giants, but I don't think I ought to ask you that.
Would you want to ask that, Arlene?
Is football in your line at all?
Yes.
Well, Bennett, it's not Red Grange. Gentleman at whose right I am always ecstatic to be sitting. Terribly nice fellow. The right honorable, lovable publisher, columnist, and wanderer. Very good friend. Mr. Bennett Alfred Cerf. Do you play pro football?
Yes.
All-star with the New York Giants. Fullback, halfback, quarterback. You got a
halfback.
lovely back. I don't care what condition it's in.
I think Bennett tipped the mitt, and I ought to fine you. There wasn't any call for a conference now, Bennett Cerf.
You've got the star of the Giants here. If we didn't know him, we'd be...
My
awfully
son
stupid.
would raise such Cain with me. I'm
Actually,
glad that
it's
Bennett helped.
unbelievable. It's Frank Gifford.
Are you co-starred in this play with two other people?
Is your voice usually a wonderfully husky one?
Yes.
Yes, it must be Maggie Sullivan.
Maggie Sullivan. I think we'll say it is not played on land. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Oh.
You're next.
You're up in the air, aren't you?
Oh.
A gentleman whom we have missed very much indeed, who tells me that tonight he's quite nervous about coming back to What's My Line after a wonderful vacation in Hawaii. And I'm very glad to be back on his right. A very attractive publisher of Random House, author, lecturer, bon vivant, Bennett Cerf.
By any chance, a television show?
I'm afraid so.
Gosh, I bet this is a girl I've been waiting for 3 years. I've been guessing you if you're the girl I think every other week.
Oh, honey, let's take a little time here now.
And, well, can I take a stab at this? I'd be awfully...
Stab away.
I would say...
Don't hurt me.
I hope there's no
You
pain.
sound a little bit like a lovely girl called Rhonda Fleming.
Oh.
Well, I just got to go for it. You mind, honey? I'll do it slowly. And did you ever make a television show with Diana Lynn.
Bennett's getting Southern, too, now.
How long do you want me to go on with this? Is it stage door?
Well, I want to talk to Arlene and Fred and Dawn.
All right, then. I'll give them a chance, and I'll pass.
You what?
I know who it is, but...
I know you do, Bennett.
I've been waiting for you, honey.
I left a gentleman that I'm always happy to be at the right of on the panel, and we'll be in the same position in Mont Kisco, since we're going to live next door to each other. Thank you, Phyllis, sir.
Lovely young lady at my left. She's the one who told Fred Allen just before we came in tonight about what the Tower of London said to the Tower of Pisa. The Tower of London said, I have the time, and you have the inclination. Miss Arlene Francis.
Yes, that's about up to standard, Bennett. Thank you very much. Good night, you baby hippopotamus. And bye-bye, baby.
Is your last name similar to the name of the discoverer of penicillin? I knew I shouldn't have come here tonight. I passed to Fred.
As long as Bennett knows who it is, I pass to Arlene.
Mr. Herman Woke, the brilliant author of Marjorie Morningstar, will be sitting this evening. Don't you flirt with him, Arlene. Good night, John.
I'll tell you, since Bennett has really guessed you 3 or 4 times in the 5 years we've been on, and he's always been crushed that he hasn't seen you, I'm going to pass back to Bennett again. Nice to talk to you, though.
Well, we've gone a ronda, Miss Fleming.
Are you a French actor who is in rehearsal now in New York?
Well, all right. There's some truth in that.
There's some truth in that?
I don't speak like that. All right, Mr. Cerf.
Well, I think Arlene has it.
Oh, she's got it. There's no question about it.
So is the contestant. Was it ever alive? Or is it alive at the time you handle it?
Yes.
Which question? Oh, you want, is this a double?
I thought I'd get them both in.
Well, you got them both in. Now you decide what the yes is for.
Is it alive? I'll kill you.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr.
Bennett,
Cerf.
aren't you mean?
Mr. Bennett, sir.
We get the prettiest girls on this program, don't we? Well, on my left is one of the country's... No.
And now, my neighbor at my left and also my neighbor in the country, one of the very nicest men I know, who himself personifies the title of his newest and most vastly entertaining book, The Life of the Party. Father of Jonathan and Christopher, the husband of Phyllis, and the nicest next-door neighbor a girl ever had. My favorite Superman, who always has his feet on the ground, even if his head is in Random House, Bennett Cerf.
No, every girl I love is on television now. My wife, Arlene.
Sometimes he's inside of something.
Yeah.
Are you...
A whale.
Pardon me?
A whale. That's a witticism. No, it isn't really. It's pretty dull, isn't it? I'm sorry.
His name is Jack, not Daniel. Oh, who was it?
Why?
Wasn't Daniel, that was
Joshua.
Who was that guy?
I wouldn't trumpet that sort of thing around if I were you. What?
I'm lost.
It's the heat, not the humility.
Good night, Moby Dick.
I'm going to introduce you to that Bible lady who won all that money nicely. Good night, Fred. Good night, John.
Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Takisawa or Mr. Casey, as the case may be. As the Casey may be.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Fred, and good night, Bennett, wherever you are.
Good night, everybody. Goodbye, Arlene. Good night, John.
And I hope Arlene's having lots of fun.
Would it show, or does it?
We're answering all...
With Arlene sitting down this way, would you sing or only what you see of her here? Would it show?
Possibly, yeah.
It would. It would be worn, if worn, above the waist.
Could be.
It could be. Mm-hmm. Would it be below the neck?
Yes.
It's a very short distance.
Would it tend in any way to accentuate any of Miss Francis's natural charms?
Have you ever been in one of our homes?
Yes.
Getting older every minute. Are you a writer?
Yep.
Bennett, it must be a relative of yours.
With an assist to Arlene Francis, who's been whispering in my ear, would one of the shows possibly be The Boys from Syracuse?
No, it wouldn't.
Incidentally, were you good assisting Bennett?
Rough idea of my assist. Good night, Mother and Dad. Husband, child, aunt, uncles, grandfathers, and grandmothers, and you, Bennett Cerf.
Good night, Arlene.
And bonsoir, Monsieur Bennett.
Arlene, have fun in those wonderful cities of Portland, Oregon.
Good night, dear Bennett.
Arlene, I hope it's cooler in Montclair when you do the road to Rome.
Oh, thank you. And don't try to clean the house with mothballs, will you, Bennett? And good night, dear neighbor.
Thank you. Arlene, I don't know what Japanese you're sitting on, but Happy New Year. I can hear Arlene saying a fine bunch of experts tonight. No, but it'd be awfully nice to have Arlene back. As you know, I love her next to Phyllis. Good night, John.